Following on from last night's video with the latching power control, I've now added an external trigger designed primarily to work with 12 volts, but it will work from about 5.8 onwards. The aim was to still have a low current draw for the main circuit, powering up the LED, and also minimize the current draw on the external trigger circuit, and make sure that it doesn't trigger with very low voltages, so hence about a 5.6, 5.7, 5.8 volt trigger. So just to show you, now I have two power supplies. The one on the left is the one that powers the main circuit. The one on the right is the external 12 volts. Currently they're both off, and as you can see the LED is off. So if I turn on the first one, the LED turns on. That's actually red. It's kind of difficult to see with the lighting, but that's red. The power, the button, of course, still works. That goes to green, back to red. The debouncing is, of course, still the same. That's red. If we now turn on the 12 volt trigger, it will now go to green. 12 volt trigger currently at 12 volts draws about 8 milliamps, so very little. The main circuit only draws about 3. And we can see, I don't know if I can, I should have brought this a bit closer, but at the moment it's 12 volts, so if I now change that and bring that down, we'll see that when we get down to about, oh, there you go, that's just gone off. That's 5 volts is off, 6 it's on. Obviously there's very little current draw until you get up to about 12, and even then it's very low. So that way, even if there's like a few millivolts or whatever, or a couple of volts, it won't turn on, it'll stay off. And of course, if you do turn it on, and then there is a external 12 volt that kicks in, so let me just wind that back up to like that. If I then turn off the trigger, it still stays on because we originally powered it on with a button. So the power button overrides having it on. So if the power button was on and the 12 volt trigger is on or off, the power button will always make sure that it stays on. And if there is nothing on the power button and there's a 12 volt trigger, then obviously the 12 volt trigger will power up the circuit. So there you go.